Africa, the problems here are caused by our own selves. We are the problem. Therefore, he as an African, he is appealing. We shouldn't go back to the mistakes we did to the Sankaras, the rest of the people that maybe out of some of these things, they were cut short or their reign were cut short. He thinks that this conversation should start. And that when this conversation starts, he's so sure that maybe Africa will be right. Because we are the only people who can make Africa right. The truth and the fact is that all these Americans and the world powerful states, they might not even think about us like that.
Ride or drive with Shaxi. Download the Shaxi ride-hailing app and sign up as a driver or rider. Get Shaxi today from the Google Play and Apple App Store today.
It is still fresh in my mind. The other day when one Nigerian decided to share some testimonies that he's gathered over Shatawali on social media. It came as a surprise to me because I know that when it comes to this area, if you are not careful, so many things are happening to the extent that some people might not even notice the good you are doing. But the gentleman or the guy was very vivid, like he was straight to the point. He knew exactly what Shatawali had done. Though a Ghanaian musician, business tycoon, and more, he knew what he had done for Nigeria then. When Nigeria was going through SARS and the End SARS campaign started on social media, some of their greatest musicians were even nowhere to be found. They were missing in action. I remember at that time, they were chasing some of their big names, saying that, you people, what are you talking about? For some time now, the whole population, the whole civilians, everybody is on the street fighting for a cause. But you guys have decided not to be a part of it. It took Ghanaian Shatawali to go ahead on Twitter, went toe-to-toe with some people, campaigning for End SARS in Nigeria. It did not end there. He also composed or released a song for that effect. All these things are online for your own verification if you want to do. He released a song for End SARS, for everybody to know that, yeah, this is what is happening, something that I'm not very cool or happy about. Therefore, as a Ghanaian musician, business person with influence, I want to add my voice to it. Nigerians accepted it. They welcomed it. Those who would laud it at the time lauded it even more. They made so much noise about it. And thank God, today, SARS is nowhere around Nigeria. Today, indeed, Nigeria has ended SARS. Today, Nigeria is free from SARS. To everybody who contributed in making that campaign a success, I think you guys deserve some applause, including Shatawali from Ghana. I don't remember the last time he was in Nigeria. I think some cool years ago, maybe there is 2016, 18. I check, he's not been there. And as it stands, I can tell you that whatever he contributed to Nigeria then, it has brought so much results. And as it stands, the gentleman is proud. And he talked about it on social media. Yesterday, whilst I was about wrapping up the day so I can retire and wait for the next day, I decided to check the timelines of Shatawali, what he had shared, what he had posted. And again, I realized he is on another agenda. And this agenda, not strictly Ghanaian agenda. This agenda, not limited to the shores of Ghana. This agenda really hitting beyond the roof of Ghana, going overseas, and even touching on other people who live outside of the shores of Ghana. And I'm saying this because sometimes you will be burdened or you'll be overburdened with the things around you, and you might even ignore that, oh, your next neighbor also deserves some fine living. Your next neighbor also deserves some peace. Your next neighbor also deserves to live in that comfort that you are enjoying. Yes, people can be selfish like that, or better still, as humans, we can be selfish like that. It is not deliberate. It is like that. When your needs are not met, when you have not found enough for yourself, how do you look out for the next person? And that has been the thing. That has been the trick that we've been using, or that has been the trick that we've been playing all the time. So in going through his timeline and realizing that, oh, another agenda is on, and this is also for the good of Africa and beyond, I said, well, let's come through to share what really it is that Shatawali wants to achieve. And again, let's see how best, once again, as Africans, we can all rally behind him and other people with similar ideologies. I know he's not the only one with this. Now, for some days now, I have seen on social media how campaigns about Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, and the issues around it, how there are divided information online. Some people who think that he's doing right for his people, others who also think that no, he's not doing anything right for his people. And the fact that we are hearing rumors that if care is not taken, some external forces will come and tame him. We are hearing that there has been some attempted coups against his life, some people even trying to clear him, and all those things. As a musician who has been given the tag, the King of African Dancehall, whose coronation is about to happen, I want people to believe that when an agenda like this starts, it will be good for us to push it further to even achieve some more. So what was he ranting or talking about? I have some on his social media, especially on his private page on Facebook, Charles Niema Mensah, and I want to share some with you. First one I saw was this. Dear America, the problems of Africa doesn't come from the president, but from the people around the president that abuse the power. I have been a victim for many years. Let me take this again. It says, Dear America, the problems of Africa doesn't come from the president, but from the people around the president that abuse the power. I have been a victim for many years. And indeed, it is true. When it comes to Africa, most of the crimes, be it economic crimes or environmental crimes or however you call it, they are not often being committed by the president, as in the leaders, but rather they are committed by those who are to assist in the leadership, ministers, state officials, MPs, as a member of parliament, mayors, as you call it, however you call it. In Africa, they are the people who are really committing the crime. And this is what Shatawali meant in this particular post. That the president will be there, thinking, oh, his ministers are doing everything right. Yet, when you go deep into it, they are the people committing the crime. So you come to Ghana, people are talking about galamsey, people are talking about bad economic leadership, people are talking about poor decisions affecting people. You go into it, and someone may have even given the wrong information to the top man. The top man wants things to be done right. And it is like this all the time. And that's what Shatawali mentioned in this post. Now, what did he say again? He said, Dear America, the presidents tried their best to solve the problems, but his elected people in offices abuse that power. We've been seeing that often. There's no way you see the president leading some things on his own. Obviously, he will designate powers to be done. But those who go to execute the powers, how do they execute it? Maybe they abuse it. And once again, Shatawali thinks that him, as a personality, as someone who is influential in Africa and in Ghana, he has been a victim of some of these things before. Therefore, he knows about it. He thinks, given the chance for him to speak about some of these things, he can 100% speak about them. Now, he goes ahead to say again, Dear America, the presidents tried their best to solve the problems, but his elected... Okay, I think I read this earlier, sorry. Now, let's move on to the next one, rather, where he says, Dear America, What can solve Africa's problems is one black president, loved and chosen by the people, and white ministers in office. They will say it is colonialism, but that's the only way Africans will obey what is called law. They are abusing the power, and it is too much here. See, they are abusing the power too much here. I'm sure that is what he's talking about. That he thinks when we are able to get that one that Ghanaians love or Africans love, and they choose him as the president, for those to support him, can we get other people? In this case, he mentioned what? White people. And I know many people would disagree with him on this. I know many people say, are you taking us back to the colonial rule? That's why he said, they will say it is colonialism, but that's the only way Africans will obey what is called law. Of course, nobody would want it like that. But can we turn things around as Africans? Shatawali is only telling you that it is not right for our own people to lead and abuse power. So if you cannot do it, then why not? Let's sack them, bring other people. Of course, you may agree or disagree with him. There are some areas when you go, when you bring in a white person, many people are happy. Especially in Africa, our football, for instance. Many African national teams, they prefer going for white coaches to black coaches. There are so many institutions who would say that, oh, our football there, if you give it to a black man, bribery and corruption will not make it grow. Let's go for a white coach who cannot be dictated to, who cannot be bribed, who cannot be in that conversation of let's bring that one, let's bring this one. And in that institution, the football institution, you would realize that indeed the people would go for, or they would prefer a white coach to a black coach. Maybe it is not possible like that in the governmental issues. Maybe it's not possible like that when it comes to government and its ministers. Maybe it's not possible like that. But then, there are other things that we can also do as black people to make sure we are doing our things right. I'm sure if we were doing our things right as leaders of this country, Shatta will not put out this suggestion. But I think, Charlie, if we are not seeing top there, why not? Let's bring people who can do it. And that is what he meant. Now, let me read the final thing here. Then we can run away from here. He says, Dear America, the same black people with greed lied to you about Nelson Mandela, Sankara, Mugabe, Idi Amin, Gaddafi, and the rest. And these great leaders got pissed because he didn't want to hear them out and understand them well. So you thought they were being rude or arrogant to listen to. Please, in the name of God, with tears in my eyes, don't let anything happen to my people in Burkina Faso. Those are my black brothers and sisters with all much love and talent. Traore shouldn't be an enemy, but a solution to the mystery and problems you have always wanted to solve. My little advice as a proud African, with love from me, Shatawali, to you, America. Truly I say, we Africans cause African our own problems, and we know American and the rest of the great nations in the world can help us solve it. Peace, shalom, Shatawali writes. I know, this is the deepest of all. This is my focal point. This is where I really want to talk about. We have seen all the stories around. We've seen the propaganda being banded around all in the name of the Traore and the Burkina Faso story. We have seen that all over. The agenda that the people are not living right. The agenda that, oh, things are going well. Recently, I think we've seen Wode in Burkina Faso recently. Either he's still there or he's left. He's showing us all the beautiful things happening there. The construction of roads, the building of stadium, the fact that work has increased in terms of factories, industries. We've seen it all. Production of tomatoes, cotton, and all those things. We've seen how all these areas, we've seen an increase, and a positive increase. We've seen how the economy is getting better in that part of the land. It is being led by still a young African leader. And as it stands, agenda that, oh, it is not going well, it is going well. And Shatawali is saying that, oh, he might not be the problem. Maybe the problem will be the other people around it. He might not be the problem. The problem might even be the other states around it. So the agenda of, oh, that guy is on our radar, He is on our target. He may be this, he may be that. Shatawali is calling America and maybe the rest of the world, maybe the G8. He's telling them that, guys, relax. Africa, the problems here are caused by our own selves. We are the problem. Therefore, he as an African, he is appealing. We shouldn't go back to the mistakes we did to the Sankaras, the rest of the people that maybe out of some of these things, they were cut short or their reign were cut short. He thinks that this conversation should start. And that when this conversation starts, he's so sure that maybe Africa will be right. Because we are the only people who can make Africa right. The truth and the fact is that all these Americans and the world powerful states, they might not even think about us like that. And even if they do, they might also have some hidden interest elsewhere. Yet, because they have the influence and the power over us, some of their decisions can override us. And Shatawali is appealing, calling to their conscience, appealing to their conscience that we are our problem. We can maybe together solve our problems if directions are given. And I know this is a serious political line to toe, a hard area to go. It is what it is, but maybe someone needs to hear him. He did it for Nigeria, for NSAS, and I'm happy he's seen that, oh, these are our neighbors, Burkina Faso. These are our neighbors. Just a stone throw and we are in their country. We are in their backyard. So if we are thinking about the world, we should think about them as well. How many people are seeing the need for us all to have one voice in the Burkina Faso stories? Our own tourist ambassador, Wode is there. Yeah. Wode is in Burkina Faso right now, doing some good things for the country, telling the world some of the good things happening there. Why not? Shatawali can be a part of it, and this is the agenda. Let's all speak with one accord, one voice. Let's see how Africa can become great. Let's see how we can all eschew all the criminal activities, the corruption, all those things. Let's put them aside. Maybe it can start with one musician. Can Shatawali be that person? Let's see. Let's support him. Let's all make sure we are winning with one voice. And with this, we are good to go. This has been the editorial. This one, political entertainment, politainment, as spearheaded by Shatawali. And I share in some of the things he's saying. Because young leaders, they have the vision. They have the doing that everyone can see progress. And we are seeing it in Burkina Faso. Go and read the stories. Go to Wode wall. Great things happening there. Yet, agenda is also out there to make it look like, hey, his people are suffering. His people can't talk. Because what? He sacked what? French media from there? Because he said, oh, we don't need any military dictatorship here? Or what? Something is not right. Let's see how best we can all come together to solve this. Shatawali has taken the lead. Let's follow him. We can arrive somewhere. I'll end it here for another day. I'm out of here. Bye.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Push sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.